Today, we are going to tackle a topic that affects millions of people but is, let's be honest, often overlooked: renter's insurance. We're going to break down why it might just be one of the smartest and cheapest financial moves a renter can make. So let me just start by asking you a question, and I want you to really think about it for a second. What if something awful happened? A fire, a burst pipe, a break-in, and everything you owned was just gone? It's a horrible thought, but it's the very reason we need to have this conversation. And look, this isn't just some hypothetical what if. This is a real story from our source material. For one renter, a simple burst pipe became a total financial disaster. It wiped out their belongings and left them with a huge pile of unexpected bills. And the scary part? It can happen to anyone. Okay, now this is probably the single biggest, most important misunderstanding we need to clear up right now. So many people think, oh, my landlord has insurance, I'm good. No, that is not how it works. Your landlord's policy covers the building itself, the walls, the roof. It does absolutely nothing for your stuff inside. Your laptop, your clothes, your furniture, that's all on you. So if it's so important, why do so many renters just skip it? Well, that brings us to what I call the $14 misconception. Let's dive in. What do you think it is? What's the main reason people decide to roll the dice and go without a policy? It's usually not because they don't think it's useful. It almost always comes down to just one thing.
Yep, it's what people think it's going to cost them. Everyone just assumes it's another big, expensive monthly bill that they can't really afford. But what if that whole idea is just completely wrong?
Here's the number that changes everything. The average cost for renter's insurance in the US is around $170 a year. You break that down, and we're talking about $14 a month. That's it. For a lot of us, that's literally the price of a couple of coffees. All right, so now that we've busted that myth about the cost, let's talk about what that small investment actually buys you. Think of it as your financial safety net. First and foremost, renter's insurance protects your stuff. We're talking about disasters like a fire, or if someone breaks in and steals your things, vandalism, or that water damage we talked about earlier. All your personal property, your electronics, furniture, everything, it's covered. And this quote from a real renter just hits you right in the gut. They said, "We lost our computers, tablets, my coin collection, money. We didn't have renter's insurance." They were left with nothing, absolutely no financial help to rebuild. That right there is the difference this coverage makes. But it's not just about your couch or your TV. What happens if a fire or a flood makes your apartment completely unlivable? Where do you go? Well, this is where another huge benefit kicks in. Renter's insurance can cover what's called additional living expenses, paying for a hotel or a temporary rental while your place is getting fixed. And this is where it gets really real. This story is about a single mom whose home caught fire. With no insurance, she had no choice but to depend on the generosity of her community to rebuild her life from scratch. That coverage is often the only thing standing between a private crisis and a public plea for help. Okay, now here's a benefit that honestly most people have no idea even exists. A lot of policies will actually protect your belongings even when they're outside your home. So if someone smashes your car window and steals your laptop, or your bag gets snatched while you're traveling, you could be covered. I mean, think about it. If you're someone who's always out and about, working from coffee shops or traveling for work or fun, this is a total game changer. Your financial protection literally travels with you. That is a huge plus. So far, we've talked about all the reasons you should want this coverage. But for a growing number of renters, it's not even a choice anymore. It's becoming a requirement. Yup, the reality of the rental market today is that this is getting more and more common. Landlords and big property management companies are writing it right into the lease. You must have renter's insurance. Period. And when you think about it, it actually makes a lot of sense. It protects both you and your landlord from lawsuits. It makes sure you're not accidentally breaking your lease agreement, and it saves you from getting hit with fines for not having it. It's really about making sure everyone is protected. So let's bring it all home. After looking at the real cost, the incredible benefits, and the fact that you might have to get it anyway, what's the final verdict here? I mean, when you lay it out side by side like this, it becomes so incredibly simple. On one side, you have the cost, about $14 a month, the price of a couple of coffees. On the other side, the risk, losing literally thousands of dollars in property and savings. At the end of the day, you have to stop thinking of it as just another bill. It's not. It's a small, affordable investment in your financial security, and maybe just as important, your peace of mind. And really, that's the question I want to leave you with. When you realize that you can protect everything you own for less than what you probably pay for Netflix or Spotify, you really have to ask yourself, isn't that peace of mind worth it?